here are some common misconceptions about being a spiritual person that you might not have thought of. So number one is that people who are manifesting and think that every thought that they think is going to be created into reality. There's a lot of spiritualists, and I myself have been included in this, that can get confused about the verbiage that's used when people are talking about, let's say, manifestation, and they're saying, okay, you want this A plus, you want a different life than what you have right now. And so instead of telling them like the steps on how to get there, it's just like open-ended, and people don't understand, I don't think often, myself included, what that means. Does that mean that every thought I think, I need to be worried about it manifesting into something I want or don't want? And I think it trips people up a lot, and kind of maybe it dissuades them from wanting to do that kind of work, which really, when you think about it, it's like mindfulness and intentionality with thoughts and with action. So I think that that's like number one. Number two is, I would say, you have to be around spiritual people to maintain your spiritual status or your spiritual enlightenment or whatever. That's not true. What I've learned is that the more I get to know myself and the more I learn to love myself for who I am and my identity in that, helps me to not care what people think and not let their states of being affect me, unless it's like abuse or they're like misusing drugs and alcohol to an extreme extent. And I think we all kind of know the common sense things about that. Because really, if we're working on ourselves spiritually, we don't need to be around people who are exactly like us, because we should be able to be comfortable enough in our growth that we don't need and we don't allow other people's issues or whatever it is that's bugging us knock us off of the hard road that we've gone down to get to where we are today. So I think that's another one that I've fallen into too. And becoming a better version of yourself doesn't mean you have to get rid of everybody in your life. I just think it means, and this is, I guess, the third misconception, is that you have to just like drop all the people that aren't on the same path as you. I don't think that's true either. I think, again, if you are tending towards toxic people, for sure. But if you're not tending towards toxic people, I don't see why it would be a bad thing to keep people in your life that you love and that are around you. I think maybe the difference is when you pick a partner, someone to live with you. I think that is hard, because sometimes those things can intermingle and make it hard for people to live together if they have very differing beliefs. But I still think truly that if you love someone enough, you figure out how to make it work. And the next one, number 4, is that spiritual people never get mad. That people who are actively pursuing to be their highest potential and healing their inner wounds don't ever feel bad, and they don't ever have bad days and all these things, when that could be further from the truth. Becoming spiritual means that the more you learn about yourself, the harder it is actually to get away from yourself when you're trying to hide something. So it's like a purifying, but it's also like a understanding of self and an acceptance of who you are in a full sense, not just in the things that we want to impress people with, or that are deemed okay by society, or that we have made okay in our little box of who we want to be. So I think those are a couple things that I would say. And then the last one, I think another common misconception is that spiritual people are always looking down on people who don't believe what they do, kind of like other religions like look down on each other. That's not at all the truth. And I think people need to understand that people that are working on themselves can get in the trap of feeling like holier than thou. But I think a lot of times what people miss is that there are phases through the journey of spiritual attunement or alignment, where you go through the highs of figuring something else out about yourself that you didn't know was there before, and feeling proud of yourself for what you did or have went through, but then also being humble in the fact that you still have more to learn. So I think there needs to be more talk about the misconceptions about spiritualists or people that really are spiritual, and making it less taboo and less misunderstood, I guess. So yeah, I am so grateful that you guys, I'm trying to build this community on YouTube because I started on TikTok, and as we all know, TikTok may get banned. And I really love TikTok because it has helped me to open up and to find my voice again, and to find people who are like-minded, who don't think I'm weird for my beliefs. But because I know that possibly it could come to an end, and really long-form content is what I like anyways, and it's way better for your brain. I would love to build a community here, and so if you guys could like and subscribe to me, that would be so helpful, and I would love it. It would make my year, because my goal here is to build this community of people. So it's great to have you here, and thanks for listening. Have a nice night. I love you.